Hi, my name's Margaret. Welcome to card readings. It's about the virus 19, and the topic is I'm using this because it's a good one. In it together. Now, just because I'm using the media for this, and I thought it's a perfect sample. Granted, there was a good ad out there, and I want to share this with you. They kind of used the COVID-19 for this, and I thought that was a pretty good ad. Now, as you can see, I'm on YouTube or Facebook, and you got the picture of me, and you got in this ad, you got that things like this and happen doing this. People in doing music and they're on that, and then you got other people who just talking to the relatives or friends through media, people singing through media. It's a perfect little ad, and the ad was Colac. Yeah, so it's all about this, and you can really see it's quite a recent one because it's just about Colac and people coming together but using media. I thought that's a perfect little ad, and the reason I like this ad, it wasn't harmful in any way. It was just a group of people getting together in media. They didn't go down to the shop and rush out to get Carlax toothpaste or anything like that. It was just a simple ad, and it was a good ad. So I take my hat off to the media in this company for it, because it was a good ad. Yeah, so that's a good thing, and it's a good thing that came out there in the media and with other people, because they got the noggins on, I would say, because they thought about it. Okay, we can't bring people together, but what can we do for the ad? We want to do an ad for it, but how are we going to do it? And I thought it's a perfect ad. It's a perfect ad for that. So yes, I take my hat off for you, Spell, for that. I like it. And this is why I put this saying in it together, yeah? Because as you all know, there's an ad out there with Channel 7 and Channel 10. And it's all about that, do things we are in this together, we're in isolation together, we have to do work at home. Yeah, we all have to do this. I mean, we have to think about our shoppings, yada, stuff like that. And I thought, this is perfect sample in itself. Like, because you get people like Lisa and Lisa Williams, I think that's how you say it, she's on Channel 10 show, and there's another guy on Channel 10 doing hand washing things, yeah. They're, just how I think about that, and I would look at it and thinking, oh, whatever. But I think at the same time, there's nothing out there otherwise. There's no soap, no hand sanitizers, no nothing. So how are we going to do that anyway? So I thought that was good to share that with you too, and yeah, I just thought to share that one with you. So it leads into a show actually, and I was going to do this, and I would do it last, but I'll do it now so I got it in my head. I'm not into sports, and I remember one day, this is all before the isolation stuff in it and all that. Well, it's kind of what's into it, yeah. And the story was they were touching each other in sport. It was a soccer game, I think, soccer or football or something like that. And I thought, that's quite interesting. We're meant to be 1.5 distance between each other. They're giving hugs, they're giving each other high fives, the whole world. And I thought, that's interesting. Aren't we not meant to do that? 2 days, I think it was a day or two later, a day later, I was on the phone with my brother and talked to him about that. A day or two later, here in Australia, it seems like it, we cancel all our sports. And it has, like, anyone knows me, I'm not into sports, but it really made me think, is there anything out there who it's not a touch game? And it's interesting they're out there right now doing exactly that, and we've been told not to. Give them high five, did it cancel the whole season for it? So I give them high five for that. But it leads into this other show I've been watching. Now, I don't normally watch it, but like I said, since the whole COVID-19, I've been looking at things in a different way, yeah? And I'm watching Dancing with the Stars, connected to 10, and as you know, if you, I'm assuming you can have this in America, the same show in America and other countries, I don't know, but I know probably America and here in Australia we have the same similar shows. And as you would know, with Dancing with the Stars, they're kind of connected, like the hand, they're doing things like, what was one of them? Hot shoe shovel, I think it's called, tap dancing, all that kind of stuff. And I'm watching them and interesting, like really interesting. For a show who's talking about isolation and 1.5 meters away, like granted, I do like Grant Daniel, but this is just takes it at the box, and I do still like Grant Daniel, I must admit, I do still like him. But he's got this tape recorder and he's doing 1.5. He's a distance away from his co-worker Amanda. He got the microphone. They got the microphone on this stick to hand it to the person who dances, or the group of people who dances. That's not good and handy, yeah. But two things that came out of this show. Like I said, I don't know who watches, but it made me think of this. You got two people dancing together. You got the touching hands, they're hugging each other, playing with each other's hair. And I thought, interesting, yeah. So that's interesting in itself. But the other thing was, the minute they have these two people in a hotel, the dancing partners, they're not related to each other. I don't think they are related to each other. They're not brothers, sisters, husband and wife, nothing like that. But they're in isolation together. Now, I get the idea of partners or relatives together. But if you're not relatives or partners, shouldn't you be apart? And the thing about the dancing in itself, and I'll think about this, fully I get it's very hands-on stuff. You touch each other all the time, you get up on each other's back, you cuddle people with each other, and that's pretty much probably why they cancelled it, because I actually asked someone actually, is it actually a sport like soccer? Soccer would be ever a non-touch game? And I don't think he said to me, there is a game called non-touch where you tap the person. I thought, but that's the touching, yeah. But it's not the point. I can relate to what I cancelled it. But with Dancing with the Stars, it's you all know. You don't have to be a dancer. You don't have to be really good at dancing. But you know, there's millions and heaps of different dances out there. You don't have to be together. There is one dance on this, and I don't normally say this, but I actually don't know the name of this dance, so I have to say it in this way. It's a drag queen dance. I know it's the wrong word. I'll be out there saying it's the wrong word, but I actually don't know the name of this dance. But you got the four people in this dance, I think it was 3 or 4, and they were separated from each other. And I thought, that's a good dance because they're not touching each other. At the end, they hug each other, but yeah, in the dance itself, they're not touching each other. And I thought, perfect example there in itself. That's a dance you can dance with each other, but not touching each other. But right through most of this show, Dancing with the Stars, they're touching each other. And I thought that's quite easy. Amanda, like I said, I love Grant. I like Grant. But this makes no sense, yeah. This really doesn't make sense where they're talking about hand distance, 1.5 meters away, isolate, and at the end they got this Grant and Amanda talking to the people, but a distance away. but they got them all dancing together and hugging each other, and I thought, isn't that contradicts itself? This is really a group of there's a whole heap of dancers out there you don't have to touch. Yeah, so I thought that's quite interesting itself, yeah. So I thought I'll share that with you. So the other thing is, like I said, this was about 3 weeks ago before the school holidays started. Now there was a thing on the news where the problem is people said we're gonna close the school. We hand over. Well, at the start they said no, don't close it. It was about 2 weeks beforehand. They said don't close it. It'd be hard on the parents. Yeah, that was okay. I don't agree with it because I mean, if you are in it together, you are in it together. Sorry, but yeah, kind of thing. But and if your kids are out there doing whatever while they're living home, so that's in itself. But the feel was like about 2 weeks before the school holidays, and school holidays started about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They weren't going to close the schools, left it up to the parents, but if they want to do stuff at home, they will give computers and stuff out to them so they can do the school stuff at home, and just have to stop certain projects because it's a school thing, you have to be face to face kind of thing. So that's okay. And about we started our holidays on the Wednesday, I think it was, but we decided to start on the Monday, so they closed all the school on the Monday, and said to everyone, right, we're going to do school at home. We're going to shut the schools and do everything at home. Yeah, that's fine. This week, this is like 3 weeks later. They changed their mind again, saying, not everyone is in the right place to do it. You got a whole heap of issues. Not everyone has computers, they don't have enough funding, no one's at home to look after their children, stuff like that. And it's really mind-boggling, because one of the things I've worked at this morning, and it was about the school kids. And look, kids, I agree, kids, especially young kids, need to get out and play around, get energy off them and all that. I get it. But, as we know, I don't know, a while back, there was a young boy who died, meant to die from COVID-19, yeah? So we know young kids can get it, young teenagers can get it. You don't have to be a certain age, you can get it, yeah? Yep, yeah. So kids from coming home, at home, going to school, basically entering, of say 6 months to probably 13, 15 years old, want to be together. Like, it's a typical thing. Kids like to get together, play games, playing football, hopscotch, and all that. So it just doesn't make sense. And then they're coming home or hopping on buses, like I hop on buses about 3:30 in the day to get to my job. And the kids are together, talking to each other. Yes, they are on iPods and that, and on their phones. But what do you think they're doing there? Like, this, if COVID-19 was real, they'd be spreading it, yeah? And for me, for kids, they'd be fine, they'd be safe. To an adult, be fine to be safe. And then an older person over 70 would die easily. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I was, from what I'm hearing with the COVID-19, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what colour of skin you are, who you sleep with, the age you are, what kind of job you got. It's catchy. and you can catch it in the first 5 minutes of meeting someone. So to me, it makes no sense that you can send kids off to school and probably don't have a group amount of kids in one room either. You go to a shopping centre, and like a lady on the news said, some of them will only have like 110 people in the shop. 150 people in the shop for distances. So for me, it really doesn't make sense where you can make one rule for the school, another rule for aged care, and another rule for something else. It makes no sense. And yeah, so that leads into a story I heard today. Sky News, they're connected to 10, and I think it was on Channel 7 somewhere, and it was in Tasmania. I'm going to say medical people. I don't know if these guys were doctors or nurses or cleaners or whatever. So I'm going to say medical people from 2 hospitals got together, had dinner. Now this was in the isolation time. So I don't know what happened, but it sounds like someone got worried about it, and people from doctors and nurses from our states are coming into Tasmania to work on it or test people. Now, that makes no sense to me. The reason I say it is, yes, you've done the wrong thing, but you think someone who's at front with the situation and seeing what can happen with the virus, COVID-19, where they see people dying and people getting really sick, and like people coming in and out with this situation, yeah. So, and you know the symptoms of it all, so you know what's going on with this COVID-19. I'm assuming medical people will get information on it so that they can deal with the situation, yeah. So you think, why would medical people go out for dinner and they know what the situation is? Yeah, why would you think that? Well, this really doesn't make sense to me, yeah? So I just thought I'd bring that down to you. I mean, you don't come, if you're a doctor, and I know this from going to school, you have to have a high level of understanding. So you don't just get anyone to be a doctor or nurse. Like, I couldn't be a doctor or nurse for 2 reasons. One of my reasons are my dyslexia. So imagine me doing that, yeah. So yeah, so it's not, yes, I am quite cluey, but I know I couldn't be a doctor because of my dyslexia. So, you know, people are quite up there when it comes to medical stuff. Yeah, so it just doesn't make sense to me, yeah. It's like a doctor going to have an operation and not washing their hands. It just doesn't make sense to me, yeah. So that's what I'm going to say with that one. Now, the other thing was, I was watching Sunrise, and as you all know, Sunrise is on Channel 7 here in Australia. Yeah, and it was related to the guy, David Koch, he's the host of the show. He was talking to this lady. Now, I don't know if she's a scientific person or a doctor or a nurse. She works in that kind of area anyway, so medical area, yeah. Now, David said he came across this, well, maybe not him, but someone came across this thing. It's a media thing, like you know how you test things, like you test your runners and your swimmers and all that. And it's the theory is when you walk, you have to stand 2 meters apart from this person. If you're you're really fast runner, you spend 20 meters away from that person because of sweat. Yep, and the thinking, and David turns to this person and says, "Can you catch it from sweat?" It's a fair enough question. Makes sense why you ask. And she says no. Yes, stress will go onto you, but no, you can't catch it. But then he said, in the supermarket, if you just like 2 hours away or a real distance away, like you might be at one end of the hole and the other person at the other end, oh, can you catch it? She said highly likely, but yes. So to me, I'm putting this one out there because it really doesn't make sense, because it comes, yes, it's metaphors. I can't say them little things that comes out of your mouth, like when you sneeze and cough. That comes out and it spreads across the whole whatever room or whatever. I get that, but doesn't spread comes from the same thing from your body. Yes, you don't get the saliva stuff, but the rest you get, yeah, you're getting fluid from your body. You know, it's stress, but it's fluid, yeah. And others saying if you have sweat on your face, you can touch it and don't pass it on to someone. It doesn't make sense to me. It kind of contradicts itself. Yeah. So that's why I thought I'm going to share that with you and see what you think. Yeah. I said this in the last one, but I want to bring this back onto it, where I reckon it was about this would be in January, so it would have been about 2.5 months ago when the whole story came out about the COVID-19, where I think it was 200 people on the boat, or a bit over 100 people on boat, and 20% of people caught it, and there's a small amount of people who died, yeah. They put them on isolation. I think they were on the boat for about 3 weeks. I could be wrong, it might be doing 2 weeks. But they went on isolation, and at the same time, I think it was Christmas Island. Oh no, about Christmas Island, they had the old, I can't think of it, where they put people from overseas in this camp. They put that in a medical thing where they put people in there, and 14 days later they take them out. And they did that for a while. I don't know if they're still doing it now, but they're doing that. And so it was around the same time, so everyone's freaking out about this boat that came off. I think it was a month later, or maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks later for us ago. I mean, this dropping all the boats to come on land in Australia. That's okay. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I can't quite remember if it's 1 or 3 boats, but 3 boats came on Australian land. Now, I don't know where in Australia. I can't say it, but it's somewhere in Australia. And it might be Sydney, I don't know. Came on Australia and they let them off. Yes, they're upset about this guy who let them off, but we're going to stop that. And that leads into this other thing. 3 weeks ago, we all heard there's no flights out there. None at all. Think about this last few days, what we've been hearing about. There are called mercy flights, but when you have a warning, isn't that a warning? Yeah, so it's kind of made me think about that. And that leads to this as a finish thing. And there's a whole heap of stuff out there. It contradicts itself. And like the other thing I said with this thing, and this is why I put in it together with it, because if you were in it together, you will work as a team, yeah? You work as a team. Now, I know, and I don't know if any of you picked this up, but I know 2 and 10 work together, and 9 and 7 works together. Now, it's me just looking at shows and just working out there, they work together. But granted, I work for Santa Claus as a cleaner, and I don't talk to them about this. If they want to talk to me about it, I'm happy to talk about it. Actually, a staff member did say to me one day, "What do you think about the fires?" And I just said to me, "This is a lot of crap. Simple as that. This is a lot of crap." So they know I feel it. I know it's a crap. I don't believe in it, but that's as far as it goes. Yeah, I don't talk to them about it, but I do know they do work as a team. And the other thing, and it would be on the radio, so I'm okay with saying this, and I'm not preaching their privacy when I say this. When you watch this, I think it was 100% hit, 100% hits, and it's the one in Bendigo, yeah, and they're part of Channel 9, and the Triple M is part of Channel 9. If you go up to Channel 9, Santa Claus, you will see it there. So it's not breaching the privacy here. But when they do the radio stuff, they talk to Channel 10 people. Dancing with the Stars. It's a whole funny thing about Dancing with the Stars, where they're all sitting on the floor and they're saying, "Don't we have enough money to buy chairs?" And so it's stuff like that, or don't you have enough money to buy something nice clothes or something like that. So it's a joke, but you can see it works together with it, yeah. But if it in this situation, I don't see they're working together as a team. The perfect example, yesterday I was watching this thing about blood inclusion. Now it only went on on 10 in Sky News, in ABC, I think it's ABC News. And I thought that was quite weird, because if it was alive and breaking news, yeah, you would think it would go across the whole 4 stations at least. So I find that really interesting. And like I said, there's like you have your networks working together about certain things. Like you watch things about the boat story, yeah, or the ships or the planes. You have one station saying one thing, pardon me, and another station saying something else. Now, if this was a real crisis thing, wouldn't you think they would work together as a team and say, getting the white folks together and putting it out there? Yeah, like you have the Prime Minister, I don't think it's Prime Minister, but the people that works with the Prime Minister, the one that works for each state, you got you watch it and you can see the speakers. They all have a separate speaker for each network. You see that, but that's as far as you go with it. But in that, people will say one thing and someone else will say something else. How many stories out there have you heard, different stories about, you will hear about the hospital in Tasmania, and the boats, the airplanes, the food, and it's all in the one day. It's all in the one day, and they're all different stories. And you can have it at news on Coles, to say it's on Coles and what they're doing, maybe cutting back the staff, maybe. I'm telling you, one would say that, and maybe another station would say, we're getting more staff. You know, it's stuff like that. You think, if it was a big thing, you work together, wouldn't you? So this whole saying, in it together, nah, because they're not actually in it together. They're not working together. The perfect example was Grant Daniel. So it's Dancing with the Stars, where yes, again the distance apart, don't touch each other, no, get the speaker on the stick, yes, but you still got these dancers dancing together, touching each other, hugging each other. Yeah, so that's why I put that word into with this one, because it kind of contradicts itself, this whole media side of it. And like I said, I feel like it's just a story that they came up with it. And like I said to this person I work with Santa Claus, and I think the person in charge of it knows it too. That I just think it's a whole heap of crap. That's my theory, and that's the end of this one today. I will do another one tomorrow. Like I said, the longest this goes, as far as I go, and I will talk about things out there that are connected to this. And it's just, I think I just need to share this with you because, as you can see, it doesn't make sense, does it? It really doesn't make sense. I know half of you guys want to get this to after the whole thing, but it still doesn't make sense. So I'll see you tomorrow. And if you want to leave a comment underneath or any of these two, YouTube or Facebook, do it. It's up to you. Yeah. Bye. See you tomorrow.